It's early May in southwest France. John Burton Race is searching for fulfilment and authentic provincial food, far from the rat race in England.
Christ, what time is it?
About 5:30.
Oh.
As long as they get their sleep, the family enjoy much of their new life, leaving John free to explore the local cuisine.
The pig slaughterer.
Charming.
John heads off to the remote village of Boars to take part in a unique ritual he's never seen before. The ancient tradition of the Fête du Cochon, when a pig is killed, cut and distributed, only happens once a year. But despite his early start, he's late.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame. Bonjour.
Vous vous êtes endormi. À 8 heures, on a commencé.
Ah oui, je m'excuse, oui. Bonjour, bonjour.
Voilà, on va faire la fête du cochon, ensemble.
La fête du cochon, oui.
Hein? Ensemble.
I turned up an hour late. I tried to find the village. I drove round and round and round in circles. And I should have been here about an hour ago.
Ah ben le voilà.
Okay.
Bonsoir, bonjour Pierrot. On va faire le... Tu es mon, voilà, mon chef pour faire le jambon.
That's the thing about this Fête du Cochon in France. Everybody in the village, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandmas, everybody comes in and gives a hand with the pig.
John may have had 2 Michelin stars, but when it comes to cutting up a pig, these people are the real experts in a dying art. Nothing's wasted. In times gone by, every family owned a pig, which provided meat for a year.
OK, this is the other half. I couldn't imagine I'd be doing this, you know. 110 kilograms, half a pig. This joint here would be, in England, would be bacon. Perrette just bones it, rolls it, puts it in salt, and then uses it in great big tranches. But you can see it's got a beautiful eye of meat there. Wouldn't mind that with a few fried eggs.
Allez, tiens, hop là! Allez, amuse-toi un peu.
This joint here, it weighs a bloody ton, but it's delicious, it's fantastic. And to see this, you know, jambon cru being made fresh, it's just a treat for me. It's just brilliant.
C'est ma tati, Tati Rose, John.
Votre tante, no?
Ma tante, voilà.
This is Perrette's aunt and...
Et ma mère.
And her mother.
Voilà. Alors, elles viennent chercher...
Okay, this thing hanging up here is the fat that goes around the kidneys of the pig. This ugly-looking thing here makes everything work. That's the pig's heart. This heart and these lungs and that head are going in a blood sausage. I can't wait. This is a little village of 80 people. And there's enough meat here for everybody in the village, 80 people, all of them, to have some of the pig. OK, some of the things are gross, you know, they're ugly, they're frightening, they're revolting, they're repulsive, but we all eat. And this is it. This is real food. This is how it happens. We all love these French regional specialities. Well, this is how they're made. This is what goes on over here. OK, now the lungs... Sorry if I feel a bit queasy, but the lungs, the heart... Pig's head, which has been cut into about 6 pieces, and the tongue, with a load of pork grease and rind, going in a big pot. All of this, if you think that's gruesome, is going to be mixed with a load of pig's blood, stirred, and put into a sausage. I think that's me done for today, you know. Fête du Cochon, oui?
Oui, fête du cochon. Toujours fête du cochon.
By tomorrow, the contents of this cauldron will be boudin noir, black pudding sausages. Back home at La Garrigue, the family is cooking up something very different.
Now, it's Dad's birthday on Thursday. Who's making a cake?
Me! 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 Me!
Well, why can't you make it together?
No! Yeah! They can't cook, Mum. Do you want him to eat some lump of rubbish?
What are you going to put in it?
Chocolate. Chocolate! Not ice cream in it.
Ice cream.
Oh.
Eve, what about a chocolate cake?
Chocolate, loads of
chocolate.
A curvy one.
Right, Charles, I've got you this, and Liza, and I thought you could make some cards. So what colour would you like
I'm
to
going to
give?
get him a pink one. No. Can I stick this on there?
No, biscuit. Yeah, you could do if you want. Olivia and Martha, have you decided what you're going to get Dad for his birthday?
To me? No, I don't have an idea.
Why do you make your biscuit cog? When there's plenty of beautiful cogs around. So we can eat it after. Happy birthday!
In Boars, the Fête du Cochon is in full swing. Now it's the sausage making, with skins made of the intestines.
Every time you do a little bit of work in France, especially when it involves food, you've got to open a bottle of wine and drink at least a bottle. So I suffer and I drink at least a bottle. Things go so much smoother when you've tasted the local wine. You get into the swing of things more, I think. I know I do. Do I have to put all this into a sausage? Tout ça, c'est pour le saucisse?
Tout ça, saucisse.
Oh.
Ça va?
Pour me some more wine then, if I... Oui. Perette's mum and her aunt in the back there are supposed to be getting the sausage skins right, and Perette's already told them off twice because they don't do it properly. Despite all the comedy, then at this end we all go down. Only this lady knows how to blow up sausage skins, the other one hasn't got enough puff.
For their cooking, the older kids are getting ingredients from the local village shop, a bike ride away.
Hey, there's a bug squished on my head.
There's a what?
A bug squished on my head.
A what?
A bug squished on my head.
Good luck.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Vous avez de la sucre?
Le sucre.
Le sucre.
Mais voilà, de qualité, celui-là ou celui-là.
Encore.
As part of her campaign to integrate into French life, Kim's off to her weekly French lesson. But all she can think about is a very French birthday present for John.
Et l'anniversaire de John, c'est quand?
Jean anniversaire.
Non.
No.
L'anniversaire de John.
L'anniversaire de Jean
OK. Est
jeudi.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux acheter pour lui?
So I want to buy him a bike. So what do I say when I go into?
Vous voulez un vélo de sport?
No.
Non. OK. Je voudrais voir des vélos.
Je voudrais voir
Des vélos.
des vélos.
Voilà.
Allez, on va saler le jambon, John. Est-ce que tu peux me prendre la lanterne?
As the Fête du Cochon draws to a close, Pierrette shows John where her ancestors have cured hams for centuries.
This place has got so much atmosphere, it's absolutely beautiful. Et le saucisson...
On va le prendre.
Here we've got 2 ham hocks, the back legs of the pig. They've been in ordinary plain salt for about 5 or 6 hours.
Là.
And now we put the baby to sleep.
OK, allez, on y va.
Oh.
Ouais, on va remettre un peu de sel là. Attends, on va remettre du sel
Ouais.
parce qu'on en a perdu en route.
In this chest, there's kilos and kilos and kilos of sea salt and black pepper. They go into the chest and are buried in the salt for about 40 days.
Voilà.
After that, they come out, get scraped off, left out in the barn to dry for 2 or 3 days, and then they go over here
Et mon jambon, quand il a
Oui.
séché, je vais te montrer ça.
to another chest, which is filled with ashes. C'est quoi? Ça, c'est un jambon, ça?
Ça, c'est un jambon.
Vous prendre
Oui, on va inverser parce que c'est très lourd. Je préfère que ce soit
Truth and life.
Voilà, on le pose là, si tu veux.
Oui.
Voilà, mon jambon. Quand il a séché,
Oh, fantastic.
voilà. Voilà.
So this is a ham that's been in the salt cure for 40 days, out in the barn for 3 days, and in ash, covered in ashes for 2 ans.
Là, c'est un jambon qui va faire 2 ans, qui est à la
2
cendre.
years. 2 years. 2 years in the ashes. A bit like I'll get to taste a bit. Je peux goûter un peu? Look at that. Look at the colour of the ham. Oh God, it's absolutely gorgeous. Notre pièce, s'il vous plaît. Even the fat's really, really buttery. It's delicious. Absolutely fantastic. Merci. Hein?
Voilà.
Absolutely fantastic. What an experience. What a day. Fantastic. I can make my own ham now. Au revoir. Working in these villages with the villagers, learning about their regional specialities, one thing I've noticed is it's about a completely different approach to life. And being out here is so completely different to where I've left off that I actually don't want to go home. It's not just about doing something I love, and that's cooking. It's a complete life change, and it's that I want to cling on to as much as I possibly can.
The day before his birthday, John's off to Montaulieu to meet Monsieur Cavaillès and hunt pig the way the French have hunted it since time immemorial, when men were men and pigs ran wild.
It's first thing in the morning. There's 20 or 30 dogs out there in the bush, and standing here without a gun, when one of those wild boar can grow up to 80 kilos, it's a bit nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Là, les voilà les passages.
Mais ça, le chien, non?
Oui, oui.
Right here are tracks of a really big wild boar. He's been known to attack the dogs. It's a very aggressive animal. He's the boss of this place, and no one mucks with him. He's the chef, if you like. The noises have changed now. I think they've picked up the scent of a wild boar now.
Ils ont laissé, non?
It's exciting, but oh God, you know, some of these things are big. Bloody big, with big teeth.
Là, c'est bon, hein?
Right, they're getting closer now. There it is! There it is!
Allez-y!
Wow, that was fantastic!
Vous l'avez pris?
That was fantastic!
Ah, je suis content pour vous, hein?
Oui, merci.
Moi, c'est
Le chien, là.
Ça y est, voilà le pied.
It's my first wild boar, that one.
But the wild boar of Montaulieu shakes off his pursuers and lives to fight another day.
This week is John's 46th birthday, and we're trying to put some celebrations together, the children and I. Je voudrais un vélo pour mon mari. I think back in the UK, you know, John would always have clothes, maybe a new suit or a nice new pair of shoes. But here, no, definitely, it's all sort of outdoor pursuit things that we're buying for him.
In keeping with John's new lifestyle, Kim turns down the flashy racers and plumps for a collector's item, the shopkeeper's own Solex, a motorised pushbike.
Allez, 70 €.
70 euros.
Oui.
Cheap at half the price. Definitely up John's street.
With the hunt over, John still wants to see a boar up close and personal, and Monsieur Cavaillès knows just the place.
Okay, this is what we've been after all morning. Behind this door are 2 wild boars, and I can hear them, and I'm not looking forward to going in here, but... Oh, God.
Voilà, elle est là. Allez, full cut. Allez, patate, là. Allez, là. Allez, là.
Bloody things eating the bucket.
En principe, vous risquez rien.
Yeah, this is a bit too close for comfort as far as I'm concerned. They look pretty ugly and they bloody well smell ugly, and as far as I'm concerned, the sooner I can get out of here, the better. This is a completely wild boar. You can see how powerful they are. You can see how strong they are. And so far, so good. I haven't been bitten at all. Look at that mouth. Normally, she didn't like that croissant, so I've just been headbutted by a wild boar, which I didn't really appreciate. And then she tried to bite my knee. The love affair's over and I'm out of here, I tell you now.
At home at La Garrigue, Eve is making history. She's taken over John's kitchen to make his birthday cake, without him.
Every time I ask him for a bit of help, like I'd ask him, because it's in French, I'd ask, "Oh, Dad, is this bicarbonate soda?" And he'd say, right, what are you cooking? Let's cook. And I'll be like, Dad, I want to do it by myself. He'll be like, no, come on, we're doing it together. Jolly ho.
But Eve's got company.
Eve, just put the cream in.
If you ruin it, you'll be in trouble.
We forget something.
No, okay.
You're still 64, but I know that you're really poor.
I'm just doing it nice. Ah! Eve, where's Charles?
I think he's outside.
What's he doing?
He's building a pig's pen.
Pig's pen? Why is he building a pig's pen?
Don't know, something to do with dads and pigs and whatever.
Ah, cool. Out on the other side.
Hiya, Charles. Charles, look!
With herbs fresh from the garden, John cooks French-style bangers and mash. For the mash, a rich aligot, a staple dish locally, with saucisse lyonnaise, made out of sausages straight from the Fête du Cochon.
It's Charles's favourite dish, so I don't think anything can go wrong, really. These beautiful pork bones form the basis of your stock or your sauce. If you haven't got some good bones, you won't get a good sauce. In the oven for about 25 minutes to caramelise and, you know, go a deep, deep brown colour. That brown colour will be the colour that you need for your gravy. The next thing we've got to do is mirepoix. Don't be put off by another posh name, because a mirepoix is just simply a bed of roots. And then get the vegetables a nice golden colour first, then do your garlic. Just one. OK, now it's time for the bones. The bones. A good cupful or glassful of white wine, and just boil and reduce the white wine down a little bit, just to get rid of the alcohol, just to keep the flavour and the fruit of the grapes. Pour in the chicken stock. That gives me a chance to get on with the sliced onions for the gravy. A little bit more thyme and a bit more sage. Put a little bit of sugar in here to help with the caramelisation, and it'll give it a little bit of sweetness. Building up the foundations of the sauce. Sweet, sour, sweet, sour. The onions are brown, and I've got to put the gravy into the onions. These sausages, and sausages that were made in the old traditional way, are 80% pork minimum. And it's good pork, you know, it's not all the scrapings, it's nice pieces of meat. And then in the oven for about 20 minutes. Just strain off the potatoes. You need a good waxy potato for this dish. Something that's going to absorb a load of cream, a load of butter, a load of cheese, and put on a load of calories. A good glug of cream, about that much. A big handful of butter, pinch of sea salt, loads of black pepper, and we've got to start feeding the potato with some cheese. This is called l'ail, it's my favourite. The technique here is to add the cheese a little bit at a time. And you've got to really work the cheese in to the potato. It is a delicious dish, and it's unusual. I mean, we just don't do things like this in England, do we? You see, it's all completely elastic, look. They're nice and brown. All the juice is in the pan. What I like to do now is just pour the lovely onion gravy. This is saucisse lyonnaise. This is aligot. And this is our supper. Charles! Lay the place out here, please. Now this, Charles, what you do...
Few families get supper cooked by a top chef using a traditional French recipe and first-rate ingredients. But with kids, it doesn't matter how famous the cook is.
There you go.
I wouldn't put the onions on the kids, Dad.
Why?
Because they won't eat onions.
What do you mean they won't eat it? Charles, what are you doing?
They'll put them off their sausages.
OK, you go and sit down, mate. Yes. You've already got everything?
Yes, thanks.
What's the matter?
I'm not eating.
Why are you eating for? You don't like sausages?
No.
You do like Colourist.
I know. Even if you say I do, it doesn't mean I know.
Okay, can I tell you something, Charles? You're a pain in the bum.
And you're a
Okay, there's always somebody who doesn't like something.
And you're a big girl's plough.
I'm a big girl's blouse. And you're a dead 6-year-old. So it's my birthday then. And, well, yeah, so what am I having?
Nothing. Is it your birthday, really?
No, because we haven't even bought you anything.
Dad.
We didn't even remember your birthday, so we can't buy anything.
Oh, not a real portrait.
Can I have some money, please? To buy your birthday present?
It's got to be out of your tiny mind.
Dad, I'm buying fishing equipment. Daddy. Stop
Trying to put everyone off their dinner.
Double yeah.
On John's big day, for once the kids are up before he is, Eliza leads him out in his pyjamas to the sort of birthday reception he never got in the days when he was too busy chefing in England.
Oh my God, what's all this?
Your birthday presents. Charles, you going to come and give Dad his card that you made? Ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Did you make that? You can. It's an eating card.
See, we told you we'd get that car for you.
Your dreams are coming true.
Now don't get too excited.
What?
Ta-da!
Oh, brilliant. This is fantastic. This is groovy.
No, one
Look,
cake.
have a cake, Daddy.
Oh, brilliant. Who made that?
Me, Libby. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Hooray! Make a wish.
My wish, although I better not say exactly what it is, but I wouldn't mind staying here forever. How about one of these, Eve?
No way!
Very economical.
Have you seen Dad in one?
You don't have to pedal.
Dad! He looks so stupid with his pyjamas on. Look, you can hear him. Hello! It's just like this, riding.
In the next episode of French Leave, John has a breakdown.
What the hell is happening with this car?
His family enter the village boule tournament.
We've lost every match.
And John puts his name on the line again and cooks for 80.